This is Will County's News Talk Sports 1340 WJ. Well, it's time for Money Talk, brought to you by NuMark Credit Union. Today, ready, set, home. We'll introduce you to our distinguished guest in just a couple of moments. I do want to remind you that you can learn about purchasing a home at NuMark's First-Time Homebuyer Seminar. An event like this could help save you thousands of dollars on your home purchase. You'll be able to listen to a panel of local professionals answer your home buying questions. The event is free, and there's several of them, and you're welcome to bring friends and family. Seating is limited. Visit newmarkcu.org to find out dates, locations, and how to register by calling 815-729-3211 and ask for more information. Harry Stewart is the Vice President of Lending, of Mortgage Lending at NuMark Credit Union. Nice enough to join us this morning on the Turk Furniture Studio Line. Good morning, Harry.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
I'm good.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, buddy. It's awesome to have you here. Harry has been a frequent contributor on this program for many, 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 many years. You know what? And it wasn't but a couple of years ago that we were talking, and Harry's son won a state wrestling championship. And I think what year in school was he, Harry?
He was a sophomore, and he actually repeated it again this year.
Hey!
So it was a great finish to his senior year.
What happened as a junior, huh? Slacking?
You know what? Like, sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. He made it to the final, but
did he really? Oh my God!
Yeah, he got in a bad position against one of his friends, who's also a really good wrestler. So it didn't go his way.
So, what place did he finish as a freshman, Harry?
Freshman, he didn't. He actually got injured at state.
Okay.
So he was poised to win. I think he could have won it if he stayed healthy, but unfortunately, injuries are probably the worst in any sport, and it really affects wrestling, So
first, second, and fourth, huh? Wow. I'm sorry, first, second, and first. First, second, and first. That's crazy.
I know, and the team, Marmion, actually won back-to-back championships this year, too, as a team. So it's just a great experience. We were down there in Bloomington over the weekend. It was pretty cool, just to have that energy. We unfortunately, JCA, one of the local squads, they've got a really solid wrestling team, and the IHSA pitted Marmion up against JCA for the very, very first duel, and it shouldn't have happened, because I feel like that was the championship match.
Okay,
but that was a tough duel that Marmion came out on top, but the squad over there at JCA, the team, is fantastic.
Awesome. Awesome. And Coal City ended up finishing first in 1A, Providence second in 2A. That was very, very cool. All right, one more wrestling question, and then we're done. With a first, second, and a first, he's going to pick pretty much any college that he wants to go to. Has he chosen one yet?
He actually committed to Purdue last year and just signed with Purdue in November. So
there you go.
He's going to be a Boilermaker. So.
All right. And let me guess, he wants to be an engineer also, right?
You know what? He's doing integrated business and engineering. So
I figured so. That's why you go to Purdue.
I think if you ask him, he'll be like, "I just want to wrestle."
Well, congratulations, Harry. Harry, folks, for those of you that are listening, Harry is probably the most humble man I've ever met in my entire life, and he probably is embarrassed and blushing right now that I'm talking about his son, but first, second, and first, there aren't too many kids in the history of state wrestling that have done that. So good on you.
Oh, anybody that knows me, I could talk about wrestling all day.
Yeah, but the other person's got to bring it up first, though. So, all right. Well, we're talking about homes, dang it, because that's your day job. You don't have to pay for college, which is pretty cool. But anyway, welcome to Harry. For listeners who may not know, what does a VP of mortgage lending do, and why is NuMark different? Those are the two big questions right off the bat. Go.
Well, I just try to guide our team into doing the right thing for our members. If you're looking at New Credit Union different than like a traditional bank, it's a night and day difference. Like we're looking, and it's actually in our mission statement, to enrich financial lives, whereas a bank answers to shareholders. Traditionally, our rates and fees are going to be a little bit lower because we don't get paid based on how high of fees we charge members or higher rates. We get everything's a pass through to our member base. And if you like, I know you're a member, and you probably noticed that we did give back $1.6 million to our member base at the end of the year. Our board of directors, who are unpaid, they're volunteer basis only, and they ended up approving our or to give back that $1.6 million back to our members at the end of the year. So it was deposited in everybody's share account, because we're 100% member owned. We just want to be strong members of the community and enrich financial lives. So, but when's the last time a bank gave you back money? You know, like it just doesn't happen.
That's
true.
So
for us to give it out, and it's not like it was kind of a really, really nice surprise.
Sure.
You know, to see, you know, because I'm a member, you're a member, everybody's a member, just to see that money given back to the members like that, and it's just a nice surprise, you know.
Let's talk about first-time home buying now. It's so important for people, young people, older people, if they've never purchased before, to learn about buying a home. And this is a really important time for that to happen, especially in today's climate, if you will.
So usually at the beginning of the year, there's a few weeks where people kind of get their bearings straight before they start applying. But right out of the gate, it was January 5th. I think everybody just decided, hey, I'm gonna start looking for a home. 2026 is going to be the year that I realize the dream of home ownership, and I'm gonna apply. So we had a huge influx of applications. Rates are lower, but they're not as low as they have been. But I feel like this is a great time, just because spring market's right around the corner, and that's spring market's basically when most of the home buying occurs. It's like the best time where you got the most properties on the market, the biggest number of opportunities. Like I'm not saying you can't buy a home in September or October, but it's always been spring market where you have the most amount of properties. But yeah, so that's why I try to schedule all of my seminars and my Deal with the Experts and radio shows for first-time home buyers leading up to the spring market, so everybody has the tools available. Makes
perfect sense. Let's talk about some of those steps someone should take when they decide they want to buy a home.
Well, the very first step that you're going to do is you're going to need to get pre-approved, and that's pretty easy. You get to either apply in person or you can apply online. It basically takes maybe about a 10-15 minute application. We're gonna run credit. We're gonna look at income. We're gonna look at assets, and the only wild card is going to be collateral, but generally for purchases, that's going to fall in line, because most of the time people are only going to pay for what the property's worth.
Sure. What should buyers understand about their credit? I think this is the most important thing. Is credit is going to dictate a lot how much you can borrow, what your rate is going to be, so on and so forth.
So credit score is super important. It gives, I guess the best way to explain it, it gives you better, more options. It's easier to get loans approved when you have a higher credit. If you have lower credit, we could still, with some of our housing impact programs and affordable housing programs, we could still get you a really low rate. Sometimes a lower rate than somebody with a higher credit score, just because it's one of those affordable programs. But the flexibility that comes with having a great credit score really gives us a lot of different options. But if somebody had blemishes on their credit, like a previous bankruptcy or foreclosure, maybe even like some late pays on credit cards, and it prevented us from actually doing a pre-approval like today, we don't tell them, hey, we can't help you and move on. It's always like almost like a repair process. Hey, let's do this and this. So we set them up with a game plan for success. So right. If that's 1 month away, that's great. If it's 3 months away, that's fine. Even if it's 6 to 12 months away, if we put them on a game plan and they execute that game plan, we can come back and get them into a home within that time frame. So, which happens with so many of our members and even non-members.
Harry, what about debt to income ratio? What should that be? That's something that people should be aware of going into looking.
Well, I wouldn't think of the debt ratio, but that's something more of like what we look at. It's going to be gross monthly income versus gross monthly expenses, and in that gross monthly expenses is obviously going to be your mortgage payment. It's going to be the real estate taxes, your homeowner's insurance, any mortgage insurance that we have if there's less than 20% put down. Also, auto payment, monthly auto payments, credit card monthly auto payment, or monthly credit card payments,
sure.
Student loan payments. Sometimes even so that's kind of a good question, because even like with student loans, we would need to use a certain amount, even if those student loans are in deferment. So that's a calculation. But I'd say a good debt to income ratio, just as a guideline, is 50%. Like you don't have to go up to that 50%, but 50% or lower, most of the time we're going to be able to be approved for your loan. But anything higher, I actually saw one get approved at like 57% the other day. So it's not like a guideline set in stone, but I would say usually if you're below 50, the approvals are going to come pretty easy.
Let's talk down payment, because old school, got to have a bunch of money to put down, 20%, 15, 25%. Give me the down payment scoop, Harry.
So, I would say most of our first-time home buyer products are anywhere from 3 to 5% down, depending on what they're doing. We also have a VA loan program, and VA loans are great. If you're a veteran, that loan program really takes care of the veterans. It's 100% down, no mortgage insurance. It's really a great program if you're a vet. So I do like that, and the rates are fantastic on those. Yeah. But our first time home buyer programs, we have the Home Affordable and Housing Impact and Home Ready programs, to where we could get you lower mortgage insurance, low down payment, low rate, and we also have we could probably talk about it a little bit later, but that grant program from the Federal Home Loan Bank that we're partnered with, where we could give home buyers $10,000 towards their down payment and closing costs.
Yeah, let's hit that in detail real quick, would you, Harry?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no qualification for that, other than your household income has to be below 80% of the area median income level. So if the county's income level is X, you just have to be at 80% or below. And we've done so many of these grant programs for members over the years. It's incredible. I want to say we'll probably do 150 of them this year. So we're allotted over $1 million to give away. So it's really been a positive program for NuMark.
Certainly sounds like it. So, yeah. We're talking to Harry Stewart, Vice President, Mortgage Lending at NuMark Credit Union. We'll give you his contact information here in just a little bit. So the Down Payment Plus program is fantastic. We've covered that. Let's talk a little bit about a mortgage provider. People are always looking at the rates, but I think the people you buy from and that you deal with are almost as important, if not as important, as the rate.
Yeah, it's huge. And that goes back to our credit union. We're not looking to make money by charging you more fees. It's funny that you kind of bring that up. I get referrals from other mortgage lenders and other banks because they don't want to pay the high fees where they're at. I had a friend of mine end up sending us over a HELOC referral just yesterday. Our home equity loan, HELOC is short for home equity loan, but that home equity loan was almost 3% lower than the same product that they could get at their bank. So, and that was for him, like so. It's just nice to know that you have a credit union looking after you. And, like I said, our mission statement is just to enrich financial lives.
And that kind of goes to helping protect people as well, because it's competitive now. There's all kinds of stuff online. There's all kinds of banks doing this, that, or the other, mortgage companies. So it's competitive. So you really need someone to help you navigate what I think are troubled waters.
Yeah, and like I guess if you're getting bombarded with mail and you're getting bombarded with different ads on social media and all those like those trigger ads that pop up, that stuff's not cheap. So if you're building in the cost of all that marketing into the loan, because you have to get that back, it's probably not going to be the best deal for you if you click on something and call a place online.
Yeah, you're probably right. And then the next time you want to talk to them, it's somebody else. Just a mess. Just a mess. Misconceptions for first-time home buyers. Give me one or two.
Misconception. I would say, I guess, I don't know if it's more misconceptions, but I feel like there's the non-home buyers, and then there's the home buyers, and it's almost like once it's done, you belong to the home buyers club, which you've got a whole new set of problems. But with homeowners,
True.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's almost like, oh my God, like what did I do? But it's like a good thing. It's almost like having a kid. You don't really know until you have one, and then you're like your world flips upside down for the better, and it's almost the same with a house. You don't know everything until you actually have one, and you're like, oh no, the dishwasher, I gotta make sure I'm mowing the grass. I'm what's pre-emergent,
Exactly. Yeah, no kidding.
Time to throw down the pre-emergent, But yeah, there's so many different things that come up. But I would say during the home buying process, they probably don't know about all the pieces that are put together, coming all the way from the inspector, the appraiser, the realtors involved, the buyer's attorney, the seller's attorney, the title company. So seeing all those parts come together, I would say that's probably the biggest shocker. Like, hey, all these people, like all these emails going back and forth, asking about my loan. There's got to be 20 people on this email, So I think that really stops people.
All right, so people are ready. They've done their homework. Now they want to come see you. What do they need to bring with them when meeting with a lender, such as Harry Stewart from NuMark Credit Union?
So I was almost like a hybrid type approach. I'll have them apply online, so we have everything kind of started a little bit, and then once I bring that in and I run credit, I'm going to give them a list of everything that I need, and typically that's going to include income documents. If they're W-2 and pay stub, I'm going to ask for last 30 days of pay stubs. I'm going to ask for the last 2 years of W-2s and tax returns. I'm going to ask for the last 2 months of asset statements like checking, savings, retirement, wherever they're going to use the down payment funds from. And usually that's pretty good for like a pre-approval appointment. If you're on fixed income, I'm going to need like Social Security or pension statements. If there's something, if you're self-employed, I'll ask for your business tax returns, either the 1120s or 1120s, or a lot of people just put that on a Schedule C on their personal return. So I would look to see that.
Okay.
Along. So, but it's a pretty easy process.
Okay. And lastly, if you could wave a magic wand over a first-time home buyer and they realized this, what would this be? What would make it so much easier when they start this whole process if they knew what?
I would say if I could wave a magic wand, I would be like a first-time home buyer. Sometimes they pay attention to maybe estimates, thinking that maybe that's like set in stone. So a lot of members are a little bit gun shy, maybe taken advantage of in the past. But a lot of the stuff that's disclosed at the beginning isn't going to be. Usually, it's not going to be that bad. So as far as the closing costs and stuff,
right.
And you obviously get that seller tax credit back in Illinois. So I would say not to buy in too much into like estimates when they're sent out, because we probably send out like 10 estimates before we get final figures, or even more than that. So I would say I wouldn't buy too much into that.
Okay. All right.
Maybe listen to experts and yeah.
All right. Anything new or upcoming at NuMark that first-time buyers should keep an eye on?
The only thing we have, I've got like my first-time home buyers seminar marathon where I'm going to be at 4 of the branches, and we're gonna see if we could schedule like 2 chill with the experts, probably in May. We don't have those on the schedule yet, and those are just like they're kind of like first-time home buyer seminars, but just cooler,
Sweet.
Like more relaxed and with drink tickets and food tickets.
Hey, we like that. We like that. And yeah, and Harry is right. Just go to newmarkcu.org to find out dates and locations. Seating is going to be limited. Bring some friends or call 815-729-3211 and ask for more information about those first-time home buying seminars put on by this guy right here, Harry Stewart, Vice President at Mortgage Lending at NuMark Credit Union. Harry, thank you as always, my friend, and congrats on the boy.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Be good. It's 8:30. We are about out of time. I did want to give away a $25 Visa gift card from NuMark Credit Union. I'm going to ask I got to ask a wrestling question. Harry's son won how many state championships in the last 3 years? 815 Wrestling Championships, 815-254-7300. Come on, it's NuMark Credit Union. It's local. We can talk local sports as well, right? You bet. How many state championships did Harry's son win wrestling at Marmion Academy at Aurora for the last 3 years? How many state titles? It's a pretty good number. It's pretty easy. All I got to do is guess if you don't know for sure. John, how many?
3.
Subtract 1.
2.
Yes, nicely done, John. He finished first, second, and first. So how about that? John, you got to yourself a $25 Visa gift card. Hang on the line, okay, buddy?
All right, thank you.
You've been listening to Money Talk from NuMark Credit Union.